Hello gamers, hello noobs. Welcome to the first game of the 7th tournament. We have just started a very special event, and that's why I brought you a very special guest. He's been with us since 2018, and it's thanks to him that this tournament can be played. Man who's tirelessly working on the side, allowing us to have a stable place to play. Man with a big heart for the game, and a bigger for the people. Admin and owner of the site, leader of the mod team, ProNub.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you for having me here.
It's so
I
cool you're here.
yeah, thank you so much. I think you give me too much credit. This site will not be possible, of course, without every single one of you guys, the moderator teams, the tournament organizers, people like yourself, Pat. I just put in some time to get the code running and the server running, but it's a big community effort, so thank you so much.
So, this is the first game, and we have 6 players. Of course, 6 players, and let's go over them. So, first we have Rookie. She's playing from team number 2. This is her first tournament, by the way, and this is her first game. So, we will keep an eye on you, Rookie. Another is Baby. So, Baby has been performing very good in tournaments. And he's from team number 4, I think. Oh, excuse me, number 3. It's Tom's team. Of course, Tom's team, because we can see his avatar with the rat. With the mouse, I guess. Next, we have Raf. So, Raf is also, I think he's a tournament player. He comes mainly for the tournaments. He's one of the newer players. Well, it
I
feels
haven't really heard of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to call him a new player because he's been here for like maybe even 2 years now. But like I said, he's a tournament player, and he's playing from team number 5. Next is Bubbles. So Bubbles is well, she's playing from my team, and I can tell you that she's very lovely. She's a good player. I think that she's also a tournament player, but when she plays, I think she's very good. And next we have Catfat. So Catfat is Shiro. He's mainly from SH, I think, and he's playing from team number 6. And the last person is, of course, Starbird, our beloved bird. And he's is probably, like, maybe not even probably, he's definitely the most experienced player here. And he's playing from team number 4.
Yeah, it's so lovely to see so many names that I don't recognize, actually. I have to admit, I am not the best player anymore. I don't have that many games, and the meta has changed so much to the point where I can't really play in today's games anymore. You'll notice that Baby's 1.2 already, so that is an on-pick hammer, and that was very normal for back in the day, and that is what I'm used to. And so, um, I'm not sure if I'm the best guest to come on, especially for game one, but we'll see whatever I can see, and we'll see if
you'll
I still have it in me,
you'll
essentially.
definitely, I think you're definitely a very, very good guest. And can you tell me, because you said that 1.2 is one of the picks that were picked back then. So do you think that 1.1 or 1.3 are perhaps picks that wouldn't be picked a few years ago?
Yeah, so when I started playing, I was playing in 2016, 2017, I think, maybe. 2018 since the site, Pro Avalon, of course. But back in the day, 1.1 all the way to 1.4s were just on pick hammers.
Oh,
I guess the
really?
main idea being, of course, you want to be on the team, so you want to try and bribe hammer. There is no better pick, really. You're not really supposed to have information in Mission 1, is kind of the general idea back in the day, which is not true anymore here.
Uh-huh.
I believe in the off-pick meta, it's all about claiming to have information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think, you know, if anything, if you're mission one and you're Merlin, you have information, you're Merlin or you're Percival, or you're Spy. And if you're VT and you're trying to claim information, then chances are you're going to be wrong. But, the new meta, of course, takes that all into account, and apparently the math works out. So that's why we've evolved in this direction. But,
Yeah, this is
but yeah,
so
back in the day, it was
awesome.
pretty much all hammer picks, pretty much.
That's so interesting to hear. Everyone on picking Hammer.
Yeah,
And so
that was
what would
that
be
was considered
so
normal,
so 1.5 then would be more or less random. If
more or
it
less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I guess people would maybe chat something like pick me or
Mm.
or no.
Pretty much. It's all about, the chat really. Chat is so important in this game.
That's definitely true. And we are on 1.5, so all of the picks have already been picked.
Hmm.
So I think because okay, so it's already been
Oh,
made.
there we go. It's the 1.2 repick
He's
right away.
he won. Well, this is
Yeah.
interesting because Raf off-picked 1.4, and
Yep.
1.4 is always going to be on 2.5, which is the most important mission since we are going to do Danis. So I can expect Raf to accuse because he pretty much has no point in seeing this team. And there's 1.1 and 1.4. So yeah, left hand side and Baby is killed by 1.4 and by 1.3. So this has to be accused heavily. Very interesting. From Raf's point of view, of course. Because anti-Raf and Taruki, it's possible from Starbird's POV because of 1.4. So he's being told that Taruki is a spy. And Raf would be off picking the rest, so I guess he kinda buys it. So right now, this game is being played like Raf is a spy.
Mm, interesting. It's interesting how
There's
much you read into just based off the picks. For all we know, Wrath could be a VT, just happened to pick that 1.3, right?
yes, that's true. But then 1.5
Right.
would be very strange, just because of this 1.3.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
excuse
again,
me, I've
maybe
missed
I'm just
something.
old-fashioned.
I've missed one
Maybe I'm just
thing.
old-fashioned.
It's there's this one meta thing. Like look at 1.1. So she's rookies off picking Starbird and Baby, and there you see 1.4, which is kind of like the same as 1.1, but it's missing Baby,
Yep.
and that's why Baby was picked because it's kind of like saying that he's more res with 1.1 in play.
I mean, if you wanted to pick a 1.5 there, like, and not go against anyone's picks, right? It'd be Wrath, right?
I don't want to go against it.
Because no one said anything about Wrath, pretty much,
Oh,
according to,
yeah, that's true.
modern theory,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
I think
Instead,
picking Wrath.
Catbat, went out of his way or her way to do that. Um, Purely, I reckon because of the 1.2. If I were Catbat, I'd go 1.2 as well. Not gonna lie.
You have 1.4, which kind of asks for Baby because of this 1.1 thing. So Shiro is a puppet on strings here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd read into it that much, to be honest. This is why I'm not too much of a fan of the off-pick meta. You can just go on like, spirals and spirals into like, what ifs and what ifs, but like they could just be VT and they could just be, trolling. So there's really no information I think to really look into that much, unless of course later on they PR and we can backtrack maybe. Um, but yeah, no, that's very interesting to hear you go through all of that just, from 5 picks.
Yeah, and especially it was just 5 picks because 2.1 and 2.2 are just adding to M1. And Baby's
Yeah.
thinking, and I don't know if he's thinking or if he's just, I don't know, doing anything.
Mm. I think yeah, the 2.1, 2.2 is very, very standard. But recently when I've been playing offline, I've been a fan of you know, not picking M1, anti-M1, not necessarily full anti, but just like, sussing
Mhm.
out the team, on the premise that you want to give, PRs a chance to, deviate from it if they want to.
Oh,
But most of the time when I observe that, it tends to just be spies doing it two in a row. And then all the reds just repick,
yes, that's true.
So,
And
and
also,
yeah,
if you
just
are
the
VT of pick, because if you're Percival, then you can more or less know if the team is clean. Then, well, you have 10 possible teams here in this game if you are VT. So if you would be off 2.5, it's a one team. It's 3 people, so with you off mission, it's 4 people, kinda. So it's one of those 10 teams. So you kinda have 90% chance when you're accusing to be correct, as in that you've accused.
Sorry, I'm just reading chat right now. Doesn't seem to be too much.
Yeah, let's see the chat. They are not really talking about anything. And
Yeah,
Raf actually added. Oh dear, I think that's so poor.
Again, could just be VT.
Yeah, exactly. Unless it's just like VT and
Could
he's
just be
just
VT being like, yo guys, I don't know, but maybe I messed
everyone
up.
at it. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
And it fails.
Failed twist
Interesting.
bubbles act.
But
Okay.
if we go by like the perfect, like how people should be playing perfectly, then Raf should definitely accuse. And
Oh,
well, that was
okay.
picked instantly.
Yeah. Very fast pick.
So I think that Shiro Katfat already had this pick in mind on fail.
Hmm.
It's interesting. So it would be assuming 1.1 is good. Who would be PRs on this team? Not Raf, I don't think so, because I mean not Merlin, Raf, because he would have a bad M1 for no reason, I guess. And still
Interesting
proves.
rookie reject. Yeah.
Okay, so
Rookie
is it
reject.
anti-uppers? The most obvious question.
Mm. That'll mean, both M1 and M2 hammers were both spies. It'll be interesting. Ah, sorry, no. I was thinking
Hmm. I guess
cat
it's
and bubbles.
possible.
No. Interesting. Right, 3 plus bubbles.
So what would we pick as starboard? I don't know, but seeing Shiro pick Raf, I would see Raf as more likely to be picked, even though
Who's Shiro?
Raf.
Oh, Wrath is Shiro, sorry, yep.
But there's also this thing that when you are 1.5, you assume that 1.4 is res while picking, because you will see a team with them anyway. So you kind of want to
Interesting.
pick something that will have the highest chances of succeeding if 1.4 is res. And then, if it
Mm.
fails, you assume that they are spy for 3.1. Just to
Yeah,
like...
I can see that. Yeah, that sounds legit. Honestly, I never thought about that strat. That sounds pretty good because 1.4 will have 2.5, right? Is that
Yes.
the idea? Yeah, that's the idea, generally.
Oh, and he didn't pick, and Katva didn't pick bubbles, but he picked... Shouldn't he pick like square maybe? I mean, 3.1 was picked instantly, and it's... Whoa. This is even weirder.
I think this is where the chat is very important.
Oh,
You can see like stars pointing out
well, I'm
Ruki's
sorry,
on
because
this.
I'm
No
just
one
so
monitors.
thinking about those teams.
Yeah, and then Catfats, like you can play RHS, right hand side, and me now, and
Yeah.
that's when Star picked it. Looks like Baby's not too much a fan, although that could just be safety reject, or that could be PR.
Well, again, I
Hmm.
don't see your M1 correct team, so let's perhaps highlight. And she rejected the last one, so strange because I wouldn't pick Catfat over Raf.
Hmm.
Yeah, and perhaps this is good. So, what about bottom? No, it's not bottom because of 1.3, or at least it shouldn't be picked right now.
Ask for you added on Rookie and you take me off. Interesting chat from Cafat.
Well, I don't really like how he sounds.
How, what, sorry?
How he sounds
How
on
he
chat.
sounds. Yeah.
So strange. There's also a zigzag possible. Baby rejecting though would be kinda strange. But zigzag is very possible.
I'm surprised Baby reject 2.2. Oh, that went through. Oh, sorry, 3.2, I mean.
And
Hmm.
there's no chat from Spice,
Is
so it
that it?
fails.
Interesting.
Alright, and
Hmm.
we are in crit. So
So
now,
one spine top left at least. Oh, sorry, one res at least. Hmm.
so Rookie should probably be resting Bubbles. Because she picked this team without Shiro, and Shiro was picking Raph. And then Starbuck removed. Could be clean here.
What's the chance Baby spy? Baby's on both failing, and Cat can be Percy. That'd be interesting.
So Baby rest teams. If he doesn't have many, then there's a very little chance that he's rest.
I don't like how there's no chat from him.
Yeah, he didn't say anything this game, did he?
Nothing.
Yeah, not a single message. And let's see what Rookie's saying. It was my last team and it got rejected.
I'd probably start spying Baby on the fact that it's just giving no info. He doesn't seem to be interested in winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like his picks have given nothing. His chat has given nothing. This pick is going to be very important, of course, but here we go. Now it starts. It's probably Morgana. I don't know. That's what my immediate thought's going to. Someone will be panicking on bottom star is res. Okay. Silence from Rookie, silence from Baby. Okay, good
Oh,
start.
he
Anti-rap.
really did wake up.
Yeah. Baby's an old player, right? He's
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know. I can't say for his skill now, but back in the day, at least, it was pretty good.
He's very good in tournaments. Like his record is very high.
Well, there we go. So he's making the moves when he needs to make the moves. That's good, at least. It's the worst thing when you have a VT who just doesn't talk the entire game.
Well, I kinda like 3.3, but I really dislike 3.2. It was picked to spy Shiro on Fail. Definitely. Because Catfat is also called Shiro. So I call them this sometimes.
Mm.
And Baby rejects the team that would spy Chiron fail and then apps without him. So yes, I think that Baby is spying Hero, and that would make sense with this pick. But this feels PR
Mm.
because rejecting 3.2 and like staying with the same read is kind of interesting.
Why do you not like 3.2 again?
3.1, why I dislike it?
3.2.
Oh, 3.2. Well, it's because of 3.1, to be honest. I think 3.1 was a
Mm.
bit bad pick, and it was picked instantly. And I think that Raph should be picked on. And then Shiro is asking on chat for a pick, when I think right hand side from his POV was such a better pick.
Interesting. Okay. I think 3.2 looks okay to me, to be honest. I was surprised when Baby rejected that.
Well, it
Interesting.
looks PR, but I wouldn't think it's zigzag because of that. Like, because if he's rejecting, then he's taking away Hammer from his co-spy, which would
Mm.
be spite anyway, I guess. But then, like, this is last team for your co-spy if you're Baby. Why wouldn't you just take a fail and spy them and be in crit instantly? No, I don't think it's zigzag. It's that. It's of course. With
Sorry,
M2
what was
failing,
zigzag?
zigzag is you have two zigzags. So one is anti-Raf and starboard. It goes like this zigzag
Okay. Yep.
motion, and the other
Yep.
is
I
this
see
way.
that one. Okay. Got it. All this new terminology.
Yeah, it's actually quite ambiguous sometimes because you have two zigzags, so you just say zigzag with Raf, for example.
Makes sense.
And so everyone is rushing Bubbles and Starboard. I think Starboard.
That's probably good, I think, as well.
After 4.1, there's
Wrath
only
is
left hand side and a rookie possible, but then he's talking on 3.2 and picked 3.1. I really dislike Shiro this game.
sorry, there's a whole bunch of chat I just missed.
Yeah, let's see the
It's very
chat.
important.
Stars rest. Yes, you're correct. Chat is probably the most important thing here, so I'll be
Very
refilling my
simple.
glass, of course, right. The off
Okay.
M4 and to pick which.
Arms res and Absa.
No, he's
Caution.
climbing top.
Wrath is Shira, right? You said.
No, Shiro is Catfat, and Raf
Oh, Shira's
is
Wrath. Oh, okay. Wrath spies. Wrath bubbles. Do you have any
So I
that
like
are like?
Baby, Bubbles like Baby, and Shiro's calling anti-Raph and Baby. So Catfat is without teams as of right now. Because both Baby and Bubbles are wrestling each other. I think anti-Shiro and Rookie is very possible. Raph could even be Merlin. Could he be Percival to Baby and Shiro?
Who?
Raph.
Wrath, Percy to
Percival to
Baby.
Baby and Shiro, yes. Like 3.1 he approves, 3.3 he approves, and now he's approving this.
So
It
so the 1.2 and 1.5 are like Merlin Morgana pairs.
1.2, 1. The other was
1.5.
uh well, I could be. I just don't know if he's Percival not having Baby Merlin because Bubbles rest him, but I guess it's because of this.
Hmm.
Like he's 4.2, he's already claiming a full team by resting Bubbles and Baby. God,
The
but this is
repick has two apps.
I think that Shiro was
Yeah.
outed. I don't like to use the word outed, but less likely to be res after 3.2 because of how Baby played. You see, it seemed like Shiro is asking for a team that would be very likely his last team because he picks 3.1 instantly and then asks for another team that's being denied by Baby. I wonder what Star has in his mind because he's gonna be the one who will be choosing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's entertain Shiro Res for a moment because it's not 100% spy. Like, I could be wrong here and he could be actually Res. So what do you think would be his Res team?
Shiro's.
Yes.
Hmm. Not many teams left for Shiro, to be honest. No, no bubbles now. So top is definitely gone because of the app. Wrath, I think, hates Shiro. Baby is no longer. Yeah, there's no team for Cat right
It
now.
has to be like something crazy with, of course, someone being wrong. So we have to like assume that someone has made a mistake if we want to even consider him Res. So if 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 it's anti-baby and bubbles, it's 3.1, which has just two approves. And it's like with Raph and Merlining, it's only him being Merlin there. So no one is gonna go with that. And if it's anti-Raph and bubbles with baby and Merlining, then hey, it's 3.2. And he solo rejected that team. So like, yes, I don't think that there's just no chance. Maybe it's like top, like the only way that Shiro can be Ras. It's either top or left hand side and starboard.
What
Wait a
if
sec.
what if Baby's Percy to Shiro and Bubbles?
Shiro
How
and
legit is that?
Bubbles.
The only thing is the 1.4 for Bubbles doesn't look good.
Oh, then he already has
The
morked
one
Shiro.
the
That
1.2
would.
then
Hmm.
the 1.2 has more justification for Baby to pick that as well.
But do you think he would solo reject the team that his Merlin question mark would ask on chat? Like 3.2.
Yeah. Mm, then
Probably
maybe Merlin.
not.
Right. What if that's a Percy reject with two Merlins on the 3.2? That'd be interesting. Then the Bubbles 4 point which are 4.3s is a bit sus, like the approve.
Oh, alright, so let's find another spy. Uh, that I marked rookie for no reason. Well, could it be right hand side? No. And Raf? No, because it failed. And we have sheer spy, so Bubbles is res.
Right hand side and Bubbles
Right hand
looks
side and
okay.
Bubble. Yeah, I would pick just 4.1 for 4.5. But what are they talking about? Because I am missing the whole chat this game.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to read Shiro's chat. Baby's res. Okay, so baby's always picked because rookie has res baby. So let's see what Raf says. How can you? Ah, Let's see. They didn't really like her. Oh, it makes sense if it's right hand side and bubbles. With 2.4 didn't accuse where he should. It's because his cow spy would be 1.5, the first person to be removed, if anything.
Hmm.
And he approves 3.1. But like this would be so poor because if it's right hand side and bubbles, why isn't it picked on 3.2? Why is Starbird giving Catfat a team? And is it possible that it would be anti-rookie, that is Alligator, and Shiro?
I'm not reading enough chat to really follow the vibes, to be honest. I feel like just been chatting to you and listening to your analysis too much.
We are missing so much chat. Like,
And really, I think it's just down to Wrath and Ricky right now, right?
yes, sir. But
I
we
mean,
should have
which
claim
people?
4.5. Okay, I want to do a crazy, crazy social read on Rav because he's been talking a lot. And he doesn't sound VT. Why is
I
he
agree.
talking about Shiro? Okay, it was at 4.4, and I don't think he should be talking about Shiro that much. Why is he giving Shiro so much attention? Question mark Percival? Maybe. Or just a spy. Starbit, what you think?
How new is Bubbles?
So I think that she's been playing a lot of Secret Hitler, and in terms of Avalon, I think she's played a good deal of games. I think
Okay.
she's been playing for like 2 years, but a lot of
Okay.
the at the beginning, and then she would just play in tournaments.
I'm just wondering how likely is Bubbles to, as Merlin, off-pick poorly or off-pick wrong?
Well, it also depends on previous picks, because if your teammates are picking poorly, then
Hmm.
you kinda would be more inclined to also pick poorly.
Yeah. And let's
And
say it's right-hand side on Bubbles right now. How good were M1 picks
so
from her?
it would be terrible.
Ricky is
1.1 is
terrible.
wrong, 1.2
M2
would
is
be wrong, 1.3
yeah.
would also be wrong. So
Yeah.
it would be all of
Yeah.
them being completely wrong.
Honestly, I'm also kind of keen to just say Percy, like baby Percy, the top left, Bubbles and Shiro. After the 2.5 fails,
Mhm.
um, I don't know about the 2.5. Can you spy cat based off the 2.5? Very difficult to.
No, no, I think
And
that would be
based on the
very hard.
3.1,
The
and then
problem
the
is,
3.1 looks legit from Percy if baby's Percy.
yeah, exactly, and it would be so brutal because it's his
Yeah.
Merlin asking for this team. You have all of the reasons to approve this, and then spy him outside
Yeah.
of this universe. But baby being a VT would be crazy here.
Yeah.
Like
That would be
completely
yeah.
crazy. So let's assume that he's PR and let's work
Yeah.
from there. And he sees let's assume the easiest thing that he's Merlin. He sees
Yes.
1.1
Could
uh
be Merlin.
and then he approves, but why would he reject 3.2 as Merlin? That's the problem because you just have such an easy way to spy Shiro. And then Res Bubbles. It's so simple. Everyone would spy Shiro if 3.2 fails, but it's being rejected. So I kind of think that he perhaps is actually Percival, like you said, to Bubbles. But then, if he's Percival to Bubbles, I don't think Catfed is Morgana. I think Morgana is somewhere here, and that means that he knows what's clean. Because he knows this is Assassin and this is Merlin.
Hmm.
So what's going on? What is he saying? I'm very
Yeah.
curious about what
All of the
baby is. Because we have Starbird talking. I would like to focus on Starbird. Because he's the one making the choice right now, and we have baby. So when did 4.5 start? It was here. Okay, now I don't want to talk. Please consider something, not really sure. People are yelling at each other. I think baby's rest. Okay, so he thinks baby's rest. That's awesome. Bubbles and cat coming to rest me makes you know I'm rest. Okay, he knows he's rest. Well, so if Starboard knows that baby's rest, and he's
Mhm.
holding this pig for so long, and he sees 4.1 and 4.3.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I think they just trying to figure out the last VT.
that would be perfect actually, because then they can still win. But if his, let's say, Merlin and everything is wrong, and that's why he's
Oh,
holding this pig, then this would be just, terrible. Oh, so what's interesting, baby isn't asking for pick. He didn't say to repick 4.4, 4.3. He just said that he's res, and that 2.5 is Catfat's team, and Raf was most pickable. Oh yes, so like you said, by the way, the baby, this old player, is exactly saying what you said. That 1.5 could be Raf. I mean, you said
hmm.
that you would probably pick baby because he picked you, but then if you would like would would like to pick someone else, and it would always be Raf.
Yeah.
And this is the argument that baby is making, was making 3 minutes ago.
Mm.
Read, I read you can as VT, but you are not. I ask myself why you didn't. Kinda like how he sounds. Okay, okay, so is Starbird about to pick? Because he said he has 3 people highlighted.
He said
Those
like minutes ago.
people, it's 4.3, and he's taking so much time on it. Why? Starbird, why? Oh, so baby is actually retracting. So he doesn't say, okay, let's go and let's pick that. He says we can pick someone outside of M2. So he wants to actually pick into Raven and Rookie. Interesting.
Mm.
Hmm. Is he actually willing to give Shiro a chance? Because this is the only reason I can see for him asking to pick outside M2. Then why would you want to do that? Yeah, I don't think he's Merlin. I don't think he's Merlin if 4.3 is clean. He genuinely sounds like he's solving the game and he's unsure.
Ah, you mean?
I mean, baby.
Baby.
Yeah,
You
because
don't think Baby is Merlin?
yes, I don't think he's Merlin because I mean I don't think he's Merlin if 4.3 is clean. Because Starboard just said that he's gonna pick it, and he says that, well, maybe we can pick outside of him too.
Yeah.
So like I feel like he's really, really trying to solve the game, and he's really unsure and wants to be like ultra, ultra secure.
That sounds like, yeah, non-Merlin start. But Baby can still be Merlin.
That would be
I
just
don't know.
like a very good Merlin because acting like non-Merlin while being Merlin is so good for your win rate when people will actually try to read how would you play, etc. He wants to pick right hand side. But then right hand side is something that should be picked on 3.2. Why isn't it 4.3? Because if he's picking right hand side, oh my god. Is it possible that 3.2 is actually clean? And baby like realizes
Yeah.
that Starboard
Ugh.
maybe is Merlin and he's Percival. Alright.
Oh wow, the right hand side actually got picked. Well,
Baby actually
yeah,
asked for it. So Raph would be a conf spy,
yeah.
which makes sense.
Like Wrath did feel sus, right? We're saying,
Yes,
oh,
we did say that he's sus, and we also said that it should be picked, right? 3.1 should be picked. Oh, the biggest problem is if it's 3.2, oh my god. Because the only reason for 4.5 is that I can see is that it's not 4.3. People were actually fighting against picking it.
hmm. Yeah, that's true. The fact that Bubbles wasn't picked,
Yeah.
yeah. But then that means that Baby, on 4.1, 4.2 was like, just YOLOing so hard and gave two free proofs, right? Which is very dangerous to res, if you're not absolutely sure.
Okay, so he gets rest chances. Okay, let's read what he was saying.
I don't know how to
Oh
stop.
man. Okay, so he was capsing. He got mad.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. He doesn't sound like VT. Bubbles House always to my team. Oh well. Herbert Merlin and Baby Percival to Starboard and to Raph, maybe? Oh dear.
Oh,
We
oh
are
no, is it
closing.
actually 3.2?
Oh wow.
No.
But yeah, I think that
No.
Starboard would be just the only Merlin here.
Yeah. Again, like if that's the team, I don't know why Baby would reject that 3.2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, because this should be approved, I think, unless you no off
Uh,
approves. This is very important. No off approves. This is clean, my friend.
yeah.
This is
You got the
clean.
star as well.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I think
Wait a
I mean
second.
Shiro can still wait, what?
Wait a
Lol.
second. Just fuck this. I up. What is going on?
Yeah,
What is going on, my friend? This is crazy.
that's funny.
But why isn't Wrath of approving? If let's assume that this wasn't
Yeah.
clean, and why is a Wrath of approving? This is so crazy. Okay. Okay.
It's funny.
By the way,
I'm
let's say that
surprised.
you shouldn't play like this. Like this is not okay.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, that's not
definitely
great.
don't like this play style. So to everyone listening, please don't play like this. We understand that you can get angry while playing, but let's stay respectful to other people and let's make the tournament awesome, competitive, and enjoyable for everyone.
Mm. The only biggest problem I have with this is stars 5.2. That should never happen.
I mean,
If
this is
these
so
5.2
insane.
is so bad.
This is so insane, my friend, because this assumes that Raph threw the game by not of approving. He would have missions. Look, free 5.1 free approves. 5.2 is also free approves. So he always
Sorry, yeah,
does.
no, I meant the 5.1.
Oh
Sorry, yeah,
dear.
if yeah, 5.1.
Oh my.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, it was Starboard Merlin, by the way. So yes, I think we would lose. I mean, Ras would lose anyway
I think Baby
because.
just threw so hard.
Oh dear. So baby.
Baby had too strong of an opinion as a VT. Look, the 3.2 was
Yeah, it should be
yeah,
picked.
the 3.2 was clean. Like, I don't see any reason from his perspective to want to reject that unless it's
And
PI.
then
But
he goes.
and he spied Shiro for the longest time until he got overridden on like 4.5.
No.
Forcefully back Merlin.
But then he goes. He said like, okay, fuck it, and picks 5.2 anyway.
It sucks how Shiro's lost like res candidacy so quickly after that
Yeah,
2.5.
it's
Yeah, there's nothing that Cat could have done, Shiro could have even done, right? Mission 1 was fine, like pick the 1.5, and then you got 2.5
yeah.
bubbles, just happened to be a spy. Happened to also be Morgana. Although actually it doesn't really change
You
if
know,
yeah,
I
just
think that 3.2 should just be approved. This is his last theme. After 3.1, 3.2 is his last theme. He asks for it explicitly.
yeah,
It
he
gets
asked for
picked.
his mission 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How does Shiro even get spied?
well, he gets spied because of 3.2 reject from Baby, I think.
Right? Just that, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
I think so.
A 2.5 into 3.2. I'd feel really bad for Shiro then. Like the hero VT reject is not there yet in mission 3.
Master. I agree. All right, this was a crazy game. And
Yeah.
well, I guess this is it. So thanks for being here with me. This was an awesome game, and I
Yeah.
had a great time talking with you.
There's one thing I want to add though to this post discussion. And I feel like a nice rule of thumb as well when playing with the idea of like information in the game is like unless you like have enough information, you shouldn't like go around denying viable teams. But also like until you really hit crit, there's really no way for VTs to really have enough information to really come out and appear as PR. One very important thing to like not die as Merlin and to not get your Merlin shot is to like not reveal to spies when you obtain certain information,
That's a
right?
very,
And
very good point.
oftentimes you don't get that until crit. So with mission 3, right? If mission 1 and mission 2 failed, then of course, mission 3 rejects are fine. But like if only like mission 2 has failed and it's a 1.5 ad, you really don't have much information. Every reject you're going to be doing is just going to be detrimental if you're not careful, right?
Hmm.
Like the 3.1, if we consider, right? The cat picking into Wrath with the two res rejecting, that's okay. That's okay. That's less viable of a team. But like 3.2, again, I point out it very early as well. It's like I don't see anything too wrong with that. And you know, yeah. So it's important to like get as much information, drop as much to VTs, and VTs oftentimes will only gain that information after 2 fails until it's crit. And then it's about, hiding when you obtain certain information. And oftentimes as spy, you can even use that to your advantage and
Hmm.
reverse the idea. If you know when you got morged, for example, the exact event that got you morged. For example, um, a 3-person team with you, Merlin, and Percy, right? That's an
Hmm.
instant morgue, right? But if Percival holds on to that information, you don't know, exactly when. If you know that's the exact moment, then you can very easily pinpoint Merlin, right?
That's
So those
true.
kind of ideas really play into it.
I
I think
love
timing
it.
is very important, and chat is very important as well.
100% agree. You made a
Sorry
lot of
to
good
sorry to
points
rant
here.
at the end there.
No, you actually made a lot of good points, and even that you said you didn't play for a long time. You're 100% correct here, and this is how even now we play.
I don't know, man. I feel like in some ways, like, there's been so much emphasis on picks, and we kind of lose the essence of the social deduction aspect of it. And I'm glad to see, at least in this game, there was a lot of chat, and chat is really what you want to see. Because at the end of the day, chat speaks way louder than really any pick at the end of the day,
Oh,
particularly when
so
it's on crit.
so the
Yeah.
thing with that is we really focus on picks early in
Yeah.
the game,
Yep.
and the later in the game we are, the more social deduction we get.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think this is a mixture, and
That's
it's
very fair.
it's because that we just have played so many games. Mainly because
Yeah.
of that. We just know how to like increase win ratio, and I think we have reached something that's just very entertaining.
Mm.
All right, so
Yeah.
thank you for being here, and let's wrap this up.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you so much, Pat.